Whoa, he certainly believes. He's putting it all on the line, the house, the kids, and all the channel points. Miles and Chance here to take you through what should be a very fun game. And whoop, baby, we've had some upset today already. Chance, how are we feeling, my friend?
Confused, concerned. I mean, like, predictions at this point feel next to like impossible with how things are gonna go. Like Seattle, I don't know how you beat New York in 2 hard points and then just get smashed by Minnesota. Things don't make sense. Vegas are losing hard point or losing searches. Florida are winning hard points. It's topsy-turvy. That makes the major that much more interesting. And hey, this is one of the final matches we have to set the scene. Boston, the opportunity going into their major to take the first seed in LA Thieves after a 1-3 start. After having to play with a substitute in Capsule, who, by the way, played fantastic, but playing with a sub, not a fun thing to have to do. So in spite of that, the opportunity is now here for Thieves to make winners bracket as well. So it's just a fun way to, you know, set up the major.
Oh, we have had a PC crash. It looks like someone's gone down for a mo, so we're going to be getting everyone back into this ASAP. And speaking of getting players back in, Kenny, welcome back to the starting roster. Hopefully he's feeling well. Hopefully he's fighting fit. He'll need it up against this Boston Breach team, who are looking to take absolutely no prisoners, looking to secure #1 seed. Exciting stuff, Chance, because it's been a bit up and down for Boston, all things considered, that they are looking at, you know, potentially #1 spot. I'm not sure if on the kind of gut check that their form is that strong right now. Am I crazy?
I think I agree of like, it's not strong to the point where I'm convinced of anything to put like the highest of expectations. But I mean, certainly on the season, I mean, the Boston record is dead even, but it's like almost the tale of 2 different like qualifiers, right? Like they started off the year 2-0 and then ended up just bombing out after like that first patch comes through, had a very poor performance in Major 1. And then since then, they've been pretty fire and like sort of back to seeing those matches where like Owakening is looking like one of the best players in the game. Their hard points fantastic, and like even across the board, there's no like weaknesses really on the Boston Breach team, at least in terms of game modes. I think the biggest thing for Boston, it's really just like their clutch factor. I think I have a question of, right? I think they're 0-4 in game 5s. I think even for the round 5s in control, they're 0-2 or 0-3. So I think it's like more of an ice situation for these guys, more so than an actual like, you know, poor game plan or poor practice or something like that coming to the events. But I mean, if they clean that up, I do think they're going to be a threat for one of the top teams in the game. And of course, if you're saying that about Boston, you have to say the exact same thing for the world champions in LA Thieves on the other side.
Yeah, they still got the rings from last year, it has to be said. They're a dangerous squad. They still have the ability to sort of turn any moment around. But yeah, for Boston, I think you're right. It's the staying power. It's the closeout factor. It seems to be maybe a composure question when it comes to those clutch moments. You just don't always have it. Moments of utter brilliance, though, in the camp. We've seen Nero do unspeakable things. He's definitely one of those players up there when it comes to someone who's going to make the best of a bad situation. Nero, the man to watch. Awakening, a terrifying 1v1 opponent. Methodz, a fantastic leader. And Vivid, another extremely fast-paced player. Boston Breach, if you're a new fan, if you're an old fan, if you're, you know, one of those, I don't know, I've got no other fan jokes. If you're an air conditioning unit, you know the drill. It's going to be all good for Boston Breach. Going into their own major, of course, next week. A couple of us already flying out. We know Chris Tunn is already there, enjoying the sights and sounds of Fenway Park. He's not too far from that one. But here we go, into HyDra, ladies and gentlemen. Second time's the charm. Let's get into this one already. Should be an absolute bloodbath. Can Boston Breach beat the LA Thieves for the first time in the franchise history? And a 3-0 to get them first seed. Let's get it.
It would be impressive stuff if Boston were able to pull that off, but I gotta say, I'm expecting a bloodbath in the map 1. My hard-hitting analysis for this match is the fact that the fist bumps on both the top and bottom of the screen from both the teams, incredibly well coordinated. That means the vibes are flowing, the chemistry's good, and these guys are ready to play. And if you have good chemistry, gotta make sure you're concerned about that H2O. No water routes, no sticky stuff, no one slipping through. Gotta keep things contained. Thieves right now starting on the preferred side.
2-2 split right now for the Boston Breach players, and they have been picked apart either side. Good stuff there on the opener for our men's in the white. That's going to be the LA Thieves so far. No hardpoint time just yet, but they've driven the map straight down the middle, not letting anyone from Boston get across so far. Kills keep going their way again. Drazah on a 2 spree for now. Vivid and Awakening finally get themselves in there. Not only into the feed, but they get themselves into the point 2.
Well, good news for the Thieves, though. At least they keep those close spawns in the back, but they know Owakening is going to be the guy putting pressure on the crosses, and it's going to be the guy, Vivid, putting pressure right on the front. And Vivid might have actually found the opportunity to get through. Him and Owakening are in the back, so Kenny's going to get traded. LA Thieves in that moment let a couple players cross and talk about the important gunfight right now for Envoy. No one in the lobby is getting those back spawns. Not able to secure just yet, but it's Envoy versus number 3, and for the moment, I'm not even sure if Boston are aware that he's here.
Yeah, there it is. That's the turn. Here come the spawns now. Ooh, it's like a para drop now for the LA Thieves. Behind enemy lines. It's going to be an awkward spot to be in for Awakening, but he makes the best of it. Big win there against Envoy. Keeps the backline as safe as he can. You still have to worry about Octane. He's the next man up now. Pinch on the point. This should be a cleanup now for the LA Thieves if they can take care of Awakening. Easier said than done. Get it done in the end. 35 points for Boston Breach. They could evaporate right now with the LA Thieves on the point.
Yeah, big moment right there for the Thieves to keep those spawns and get that hill time, and honestly just making the best of a very bad situation. Things could have started to spiral out of control. Again, you start on the preferred side, you expect to get good use out of it. Instead, it'll be a minimal lead going into new, but Boston will be happy for it. Again, solid stuff from the rip, set up on a rotation, and really just wanting to get Nero involved and on the board. 0-5 for the moment, but you know this is a player that once he gets hot, he is not going to slow down.
Not at all. Methodz now watches Røkkr inside. He has let a player slip by. Number 6, Drazah is going to make his presence known in a moment for now. Okay, Zinni's not going to let too much happen there. As Kenny makes his way forward. That front line getting all the more dangerous right now. Boston, good job. Minimap coverage, all good. Awakening the man to clean up those players in the back rock side of the map. So that means that now all you have to do is look towards the front. And that's where Nero is now. Looking to find his first kill on the map. Not going to have it. LA Thieves, 2 players through the front. The break could be good chance. Not quite over yet. The battle's still raging.
Yeah, Nero not having a lot of success with attack 56 in hand. Gotta say, a couple lives where he just does not get the value, and certainly seems like a player that is at his best when he is flying and frying. But either way, it is a 50-50 standoff. The Thieves don't want to be too aggressive in the moment because they do want Boston to keep these left side spawns, but doesn't mean you want to give up the hill time. Drazah trying to keep these players contained, and so far doing a good job, except so far not so good. Number 2 just completely spawns out on the mini-map, and Thieves for the moment haven't read this. Octane not looking to his right, because why would you read that spawn? So this is just a big opportunity for Methodz and Nero to make the play.
This is it. Methodz on the backline now, making the peek forward, and he does get it. Job done. There we go. Nero goes from no kills in a row to 4 kills in a row. Good stuff. Now on his 5th. Brilliant work out of him. Looking to get streaks in just a moment. 50 seconds remaining on the point. Then it's a good rotation for Boston Breach. A wonderfully strong start here on HyDra. Here come the Thieves, though. A couple of them submerged, and they've slipped on through. The ruins are now broken into. There's the streaks invested. Viv is going to get another kill on the point, and you are doing everything you possibly can. Back and forth. Boston with the numbers. They're out on top.
And this is just like in prime position. We talk about how Nero had a slow start. By the way, he's almost caught back up to dead even. And in the meantime, someone who did not start slow and has not slowed down, Vivid. 13 kills already to his name. The only player in the lobby with double digits. And now he gets to reign in score streaks from the sky. Kill streaks, rather. And we'll see if he can actually kill something with the crews. At the very least, gets the intel. That trophy is putting in overtime work. But you see what his teammates are doing. They clean house. It's Methodz that's flying in with the Vaznev of all weapons. He picks up 2. You take that information, you win this rotation, and talk about moment of the game right there for Zinni as well. Gets Boston inside and get that lead bumped up even further.
Here comes Nero, fast and furious. Vivid backing him up with the nades there. Now towards the front line. Clock still ticking in the favor of the Boston Breach. Over 100 points now. 14 and 8 for Vivid. What a run from him. You've got Octane on the pincher on the point. Methodz eyes on. Doesn't quite win the fight. Trades are there. Boston still holding down the point. Kenny towards the front side, trying to make his presence known. Can he knock on that door and find his way in? He does, but he meets Nero. Unwanted visitors. Good day, Kenny. Good day, Envoy. This hard point is Boston's.
Yeah, Nero with the Vaznev. It's different. Again, seeing with that gun in his hands, it just always looks and sings so sweet. And by the way, look at the spawn management for Boston. They knew that they let those back spawns open. They're trying to trap LA Thieves on the left side of the map, and even more so the routes. Nero just swam, or not even swam, just took the route all the way across the map, found the only player from the LA Thieves that was able to get out of the spawn trap. And as soon as you win that gunfight, I mean, for LA Thieves now, you're in about the worst position possible. Wrong side of the map. Nero's got the hot hand. Vivid is still frying you, and you just have such a long way to go. LA Thieves, I mean, 42 seconds. I think they had all of that on P1 and P2. Since then, they have been getting obliterated.
It has been all sink, no swim for the LA Thieves so far. Boston, 20-10 for Vivid. We'll check back on him later because I can tell you what, he's putting up one hell of a performance as an individual this game. And look at that minimap, all Boston so far. 20 seconds remaining here on P1. Nero's going to get a couple of that, and so we'll be looking towards P2 now. Envoy, once again, the route man, looking to find something here to give his team the advantage on the press towards the hard point. But so far, he's been sniffed out. He's been identified. The battle now for Vivid. Take care of him. Oh, he can't. Big moment now for Boston. You've got to get these invaders out of the hard point. Let's go for a listen in.
HyDra, dead. I said he's top dome, top dome. Okay, Octane's top dome.
I'm gonna tap down the shot.
Let's go dome.
I stunned it. I stunned it.
I still need no goal. That's in a row.
Deeper, looking at her. Back left field, back left field.
I don't see him. I touch rock. I touch rock. Back kill.
Held that.
Okay, I'm done.
Get at me.
I'm going down.
I have time, boys.
Okay.
Play your kill.
Another one, no, 10. Octane's hitting L. Octane's hitting L, I'm pretty sure.
Put yourselves in.
Bottom L. I'm gonna check who to left. I'm gonna check who to left. What gets bomb behind you guys?
Turning now.
I'm going deep left. I don't see him. No, he's shit rock. Okay, Drazah shit rock.
Nothing spot out on things.
Lower door, I mean.
Drazah's left.
I'm going back.
Rock off.
I hear rock off.
He's 10 weak, Cammy.
10-8.
Nice, good job.
Reply. Oh my god.
I'm gonna jump top.
Alright, I'm gonna go out of fight.
What can my friend
in time?
I got naded. I don't know where he is. Push out, probably right cover.
I don't see him out.
Drazah's outer weak.
I'm looking.
Drazah pipe.
One shot. He's top red, one shot in the window.
I'm missing left.
Outer center.
Outer dead.
One out right now. Right now. Did you make two box area?
John's Boston are hot in the comms.
Absolutely. If I was on their team, wouldn't know what's going on, wouldn't understand a single thing, but these guys clearly are wheeling and dealing, so everything is getting processed extra fast to the point where they might be in the future. LA Thieves have offered them nothing. No one's picking it up in the slang category. Octane's the only one that it is positive, but Kenny and Envoy double negative. And even for the P2, like we saw Envoy taking the route, LA Thieves made the break and then turned it into literal nothing. Boston more or less just able to do whatever they want so far. They got the right side spawns on a money hill as well, and they get a decent setup. Boston are just running away with this game.
We're watching Vivid just run his way through the LA Thieves as well. This is the vision on the outside of the map. That's going to be the cliffside. The battle's raging, and so far, the LA Thieves not winning a whole lot. Envoy now. Can he find his way forward? No. Nero once again in the feed. Big kills. Kenny going for a quick dip after a couple of kills there in the feed, helping his boys get forward, but this is too little, too late. Boston breach over the 200-point mark, and a watertight setup here on HyDra. Through the front, they're trying to hit. Octane may get two. Can they get closer to the point? You've got a player in here now trying to do something. Vivid on the backline again. Awakening in the feed. Clean sweep. Next 20 are all Boston.
Hey, look at this, by the way. Number 4, Nero, is already popped dead silence and trying to work a flank and try to be annoying and be a thorn in their side. Hey, at least Octane gets the trade, though, and keeps it stabilized. So, for the first time in a long time, LA Thieves get it set up around the hill. They have the rotation. There's no cruise missile this time to sort of break him down on the entry. But you can see Boston, they're taking approach. They're working on pinches. They're working on crosses. So, not going to be easy for the Thieves to hold on to this one.
It's a tough one. Here we go. Drazah's got the back covered. Oh, we can hear something. He can see it now, and he gets one. No more to be had, though. Spawns on the back left-hand side now as the breach reinforcements. They'll be knocking on the back door now at the point. Big shots out of LaRue. Backed up there by Envoy. Good work here from the LA Thieves. Got to keep doing this now for the next 35 seconds at this point, and keep Boston breach on the left side of the map.
I mean, hey, they're doing a good job. They're reading the spawns and trying to keep them contained, but Dolphin Dives are not. Boston are finding ways out, and the player that Dolphin Dived across your POV, by the way, from Octane was Vivid. He's picked up 2 kills in the meantime, including a 3rd with the nade connect on Methodz, but it's enough for the break and maybe not enough for the game, but Boston had just set themselves up so well. 5 seconds away, and they're going to win this one, and I mean, LA Thieves are getting picked apart along the way on that rotation. It's Boston there first, but it is just desperation time for LA to pretend like they can win this game.
It's 5 seconds now for the win for Boston. They've got themselves in the point. They've mopped them up shoulder to shoulder there, and that is map 1. Boston breach. Take it away on HyDra.
And honestly, with no sweat, and if they were sweating, they could just swim it off as well. But I mean, just straight up a comfortable game, pretty much from start to finish. Again, Boston, I mean, they started on, like, quote, the unpreferred side, but had a pretty solid break on P1. Did decent enough on work on P2, even though Envoy was trying to make, like, a sneaky play towards the back and try to get the spawns for his team. And after that, I mean, I think Nero started off like 0-6, 0-7, something like that. Turned his game around into a solid performance overall, and Owakening and Vivid, absolute monsters on the map the entire time. I mean, Vivid had the most kill time, had the most kills, had the most damage. You literally could not ask for anything more from him. Even the cruise missile that he was able to earn to get the break. And I mean, Thieves truly had nothing to show for anything from start to finish. The only opportunities they had really to set themselves up for success, not able to capitalize, and when the spawns didn't go their way, they ended up just getting punished for it. So fairly dominant map number 1 win, and for LA Thieves, this is desperation time. You win here, you get winner's bracket. You need to bounce back.
Yeah, the highlights, and it was a lot of sweet moves out of the Boston Breach players. Vivid, crazy performance from him. Big wins across the board. A chance, I mean, HyDra's a tough one, man. I mean, there's a lot of routes to be worried about here. It's not easy to actually hold a setup, and players can come from quite literally under the water and out and about behind you, you name it. Boston, though, man, they ran this from start to finish. The LA Thieves, the most success we saw them have. Yeah, I think you were right. P1, P2. After that, dry as a bone.
And that's sort of my thing, right? Because, you know, if I'm LA Thieves, I could look back at that map if it's a close loss and look at the moment where, like, Methodz spawns out on the back sort of randomly on a rotation that's just incredibly difficult to read. And I could just, like, chalk it up to a moment like that. But I think it was a bad enough game that you're just, like, there's too many things you have to go and, like, rework and fix for. There was too many opportunities you created, specifically on the P2 hill, where you should be able to get a decent bit of time when you put yourself in a good spot. But again, the execution was not there, at least not on HyDra. But you know, maybe not something Boston is unaccustomed to. Again, strong hard point team overall, so happy for the map 1 win. To a hotel, we're gonna go for map 2.
Well, a weakened LA Thieves right now, looking a little bit shaky when it comes to the mode. We'll see how they can look in search and destroy. Now we got a hotel for our first of what is going to be, what I think 3 nights. I think the fortress in the middle, it could be a day trip, but they're going to come back to hotel after that one. Make sure to get the bags. Puckett called that one out. A nice bit of time there in Amsterdam, all the way across to Al Mazrah. Crazy trip, IMO. That's a long way to go for a single day trip. We'll see how it goes. Chance search, mate. How we feeling? Which way are we leaning?
Look, even coming into this series just outright, I think if you had polled the fans, no matter which way they predicted this series to go, I don't know how many would be confident in either team that they selected. So statistically, on paper for the hotel S&D, LA Thieves have a clear-cut edge. 3-1 record on the map compared to Boston, who are 0-2. And Boston's record specifically, their stats are abysmal because they got 6-0'd by Vegas on it. But that's just what the stats say. I'm not too much of a believer in that for this series, especially not the way this weekend has gone. So it'll be a fun one because LA Thieves, you're expecting to get the bounce back. It's a map they do enjoy to play, but I would imagine that if Breach are letting it through, it's definitely going to be one that they have talked over. And I mean, even just thematically, Miles, for the Breach, you know, it's S&D was sort of the weirdest thing, where at the start of the year, it was the aBeZy Fortress S&D was the only map that they were having success on. And the way they've come into the Major II Qualifiers, it's every single time we see them on a map that's not aBeZy, they're starting to get those wins. So I think they had a very clear weakness coming into this split. And Boston, by all means, it shows in just the standings that they're at now, have clearly identified and worked on those weaknesses. So I think they'll have something cooked up for hotel.
Hey man, they're putting in a lot of good work, and you would want the exact thing going into their own major next week. Again, if you're going to be there, looking forward to it, fans. For those of you who aren't coming, make sure to tune in right here, twitch.tv/Call of Duty all week long. It's going to be crazy. But now, speaking of crazy, let's get in a hotel. Search and destroy coming up next. 0-2 thus far for Boston Breach. Let's see if they can keep this miracle run against the LA Thieves going.
And again, just to highlight how bad those stats look for Boston. When you get 6-0'd on one of the 2 times you played it, that is going to nerf your offense and defensive win records just significantly. But maybe one of the shining lights on the side for Drazah, his first bloods have been ridiculous. 0.22, by the way. I mean, he's been like neck and neck with aBeZy, if that's an easy way to just sort of address how efficient Drazah has been. And obviously on this map specifically, Drazah has been on point. So we'll see if LA Thieves can convert. We'll see if Boston's have a means to try and shut him down. And we'll see if Nero has an explanation of how somehow he has dead silence popped at the start of the round. Just kidding.
It's so sneaky. He's so sneaky. He doesn't really. He can't. It's impossible. Unless he's cheated, which is also most likely impossible. Yes. Here comes Envoy right into it. Eats him alive. Devoured. First blood. Vivid's there like, you got him? Yes, sweet. Let's go, bro. Right on me. Less than a minute to play with Drazah. Another corner. Another easy kill for Nero. Sensational.
I mean, hey, at least Drazah shot back. You know, got to tip the cap on that one to not just give the freebie to Nero. And speaking of freebies, Methodz found himself a corner, ready for the pre-fire and ready for the gunny. Dropping him down in an easy round right there for Boston Breach.
A very easy round, apparently. An easy 2 for Nero. And then Methodz with the oldest trick in the book, which is to hide behind the door. Anyone who's ever played hide and seek in their entire lives, it is an absolute staple. A classic. Zinni there, dipping into the childhood memories to win that round.
I mean, hey, hide and seek world champion. That would be a competition I would love to watch. Don't know how you'd organize it, but Methodz would be at the top of my list for players to compete. But again, that was just an incredibly easy round. LA Thieves, kind of like the HyDra, didn't really offer him anything. Only 2 players actually shot back, and obviously a little bit tricky when players are playing in corners, but certainly not a good look. And Boston, by the way, they do this all the time. They drop the bomb and then go back and pick it up. They do it on aBeZy all the time. There's an idea behind it. I haven't figured it out just yet, though.
Well, we might have to ask them, and we'll get the chance in person next week. Nero out hunting, looking for anyone. He's got his eyes on Octane somewhere, but Drazah, that's the comms. Teammates flushed him out of that foxhole and now pushes him into the den of this demon. Octane, can he catch anything with a snipe? Top bedroom side here. Spidey senses are tingling. And if it tingles anymore, he might have to get it checked out. 3v3.
You see how far Kenny is like sort of wrapped back towards the map because they've been looking for Nero this entire time. Awakening jumped, and that is a lot of noise to be made. But so is popping dead silence, but it looks like Awakening didn't hear it. So there you go. Freebie for Envoy. So man advantage right now for LA. They're still very concerned about Nero, but might be forced to be the guy to make the play.
Oh, he's making just enough noise. Octane can hear him. Here he goes. Door gets bust wide open. Oh, it's a pistol. Doesn't quite work out. Trades on point. 1v2. All down to Methodz. Prime position chance. 30 seconds now for Zin.
He knows both of them are underneath as well. He's heard both of these players. He can hear the Semtex going off. He can see the shadow, and he didn't shoot. And I don't think Kenny spotted him. He can make this play for the 1v2.
Here it goes. Easy.
Easy.
Lemon squeezy for Zinni there. An incredibly patient and well-disciplined round out of Boston Breach.
I mean, again, just clinical, easy. You know, if Octane wins the gunfight against Nero straight up, I think that round goes a different way. I don't know if Methodz is going to be able to clutch the 1v3 when he doesn't have dead silence, but Nero able to gun Octane in that moment. Admittedly has the better gun for the job, but not the best look either way. But even for the 1v2, just neither player on LA Thieves able to find it, sniff out that play. And I think Methodz just being aggressive in that moment, playing up towards bedroom after getting the bomb plant. Absolute difference maker, and nice little 4-0 start for Zinni.
Nero not too far behind at 4-1. No spree for him, though. Damn, good shots out of Octane. Wins that fight from the back of the old leather armchair. Good ears from Awakening. Shame about the shots. Kenny with a big headshot there takes care of him. Vivid answers back immediately. 2v2 as this round has oscillated back and forth. I'm going to get a little bit of quiet now.
And it looks like B is going to be the call. That's where Kenny's wrapping the bomb towards. And Envoy obviously has the opportunity to pinch Vivid in the site. So a split set up right now for Boston. Which just means as long as you're coordinated on sort of this like 2v1 effort, you at least have to trade out this kill on Vivid.
Here he goes. Unfortunate timing from Kenny there. I hesitate to say the old YY, the classic, but Envoy is in a very good spot here. Quietly to maybe nab this bomb and get back into things, but his shot is shot. Gets the kill. Immediate rebuttal there from Zinni as Breach once again 3-0. Envoy a little bit too late to the party there. Zin in full control of the last 2 rounds.
that's a painful one as well, because that's a, you know, I mean, you just lost the 1v2 to Methodz earlier. You got picked apart in the first round, and now you're in a 2v2 with an opportunity and just cannot convert. Unfortunate for Kenny. You know, just no dead silence makes a little bit too much noise, so Vivid gets the kill, and it just makes a heads-up play. Gets out of dodge, dives across the restaurant, and even though he falls, Methodz is very quick to be there for the reinforcement, so well played 2 versus 2, and Methodz always there at the end of these rounds, getting the final kills.
He is indeed. Can he get the first in this round? Potentially. Here we go. He does indeed. Manages to get Envoy there. Keeps the spree going. That's full streaks now for Zin. 6-0. Adding to what has already been a brilliant performance here on Hotel.
I actually can't believe Drazah was able to dodge those nades as well. I thought for sure he would have at least been tagged up in towards couches, and gunfight like that coming through. Awakening gets left in a 1 versus 3, and obviously with bomb down, aLLeY Thieves looking poised to secure their first round.
Well, they've got to get through Big Wake first, and that is where it's so easy. Drazah, hold that angle. He's going to come around that corner eventually. 40-ish seconds remaining here on the round. Awakening, can he recover the bomb? Oh, it's in trouble now. There's Octane from up top. Kenny's maneuvering in a position to pinch him as well. Drazah's got the couch side covered. All 3 of you, guns up, ready to take on Awakening. But they know. Demon Joe. Crazier things have happened. You have to show him the respect. But what you don't have to do is worry about that clock, because it is running out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, these are good reads by Awakening as well, but just simply nothing you can do. aLLeY Thieves played that perfectly. Had the bomb down, play a nice little tight setup, wait for the information, and everybody just playing in a safe spot, watching the crosses, no over-challenge gunfights, no over-commitments, and efficiently done. And again, I mean, aLLeY Thieves, when they're putting themselves in good spots in S&D, they can absolutely make plays. They just had a few difficult first few rounds, but looking to get some momentum in their way, and now I'm back on the attacking rounds. We'll see what they have cooked up.
One's all it takes to break the seal and get things going for a team in Search and Destroy. Is that going to be enough now for the aLLeY Thieves on offense? 2 spree for Drazah. Let's see if you can add to the pile here. Trophy in hand, ready to get going. Into the point we go.
Oh, this is just like a day 1 strat. Run straight at the A bomb site, get the trophy down, and go for the plan. Don't even need a smoke, but didn't have anybody watching the door, not quick enough, so Awakening is going to slow the push down. But aLLeY Thieves, they are all about speed right now. 2 players pushed up towards bedroom. The bomb does get planted, so as far as 3v3 goes, is a great spot right now for aLLeY.
And it's going to be a bit of a slumber party in bedroom. Everyone is lining up for this one. Here we go. Bring your own pillows, kids.
Oh, my
Vivid,
God.
though. He's swinging. He's swinging. He might get a tag with an 8 as well. He does. Envoy, last man up. Give it to him. Vivid. Absolute perfection there on the top of the ladder. Removes Envoy from the equation. And that's the defuse. That is 4-1 Boston Breach.
There's just so many rounds where aLLeY Thieves just aren't, like, they're not finding spots to shoot their guns. Getting shot in the back, getting caught climbing ladders, like in the 2v1 against Methodz. One guy's on bomb, the other guy's looking the wrong direction, and these aren't always easy reads to make, but this is just, I mean, how many times? It is just unfortunate through and through. aLLeY Thieves just never quite on top of the game, and so many of these gunfights, they're free.
That is the classic Boston Breach and clear. Textbook move, baby. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all next week at the Boston Major. Let's get it going. Vivid once again, 3 spree for him. An absolute dominant performance in the hard point and now in the Search and Destroy 4-1. Can we see something out of the aLLeY Thieves? Turn this big old ship around.
Oh, Kenny and Envoy working together, and it's going to be the quick hit, and Envoy doesn't get the first, and Kenny does not get the trades. Vivid just runs him over. The cruise missile has at least the intel on Octane being over towards bedroom, and look at where this bomb is going, by the way. They get the double entry over towards B. They're expecting aLLeY Thieves to wrap back, which is the correct call. Octane does wrap back and looks that direction, and this will be a bomb planted A. Octane does double back, but not in time to actually stop the bomb plan, and not in time to get the kill.
Yeah, Nero, not only a resident saboteur, but he also good manners. He shuts the back door, which leads Drazah into his trap. Last man alive, Octane. And he will be dealt with here handedly. Boston Breach. Is history in the making, Chance? Is this it? The first time they defeat the aLLeY Thieves and first seed at their own major.
Oh my God, they're not okay, Kenny shot back at least for the trade, but again, how many times are we gonna see just like weird or awkward timing for aLLeY Thieves when like You know, we were watching Vivid have a standoff with the door, I think, for the first 15 seconds of the round, and apparently the moment he decides to kick it open is the moment that Envoy turns away. So this is just LA Thieves, man. They got to be going through it right now.
Oh, this is tough. This is tough. 5 spree for Vivid. Might be able to get another one here off the rip. He's been so successful in these first blood engagements. He's opening duels. And this time it'll be Drazah getting it, but can he find one for his team and secure himself the streak here in this map point?
I mean, we called out his first bloods for a reason. He is able to collect, and I think Vivid actually... Oh, dude, is this what the Champ's curse is? Like, is it just going to be bad luck? Like, what are they dealing with? Find a rabbit's foot and, like, I don't know, keep it in your pocket. That is so unlucky.
And we get a live shot of the 100 Thieves Cash App compound right now. Nade Shot is running around with Sage in his hand, just trying to ward off the demons and the bad juju. LA Thieves going through it. It's still a 3v3. Kenny smoked. Oh
yeah.
my god. Oh
yeah.
god. It's done. The last 2 members on the bomb site. Run away from the light, boys. Run away from the light. Drazah's got the bomb. Less than 30 to go.
And it's just they're gonna get shot in the back. They're gonna get shot in the back. They're gonna get 2 GG Boston 2-0 lead right now against the LA Thieves, and I mean, no reason to get excited, no reason to fist bump, and many reasons I think for LA Thieves to have pain in their face. You have Boston playing children's games to beat LA Thieves right now. Methodz playing hide and seek. You got Vivid playing catch, and I don't know, the other 2 could play freeze tag and wait for the control to start.
That was just the last sort of few rounds there. Nothing could go right. Nothing. It was so tough. You have to feel for the LA Thieves. That was a very, very difficult map to play. 6-1, the final score on Greenberg Hotel. My goodness. And well, Chance, where do we go from here?
All I saw was Awakening did 181 damage for 2 kills, and when he was in the 1v3, he was getting tags on Octane up top. So he maybe did 90 to 100 damage to get 2 kills. So that's how easy of a game it was for him. And just a wild game for Boston. There's not much to say. I mean, 6-1, a lot of unfortunate rounds, not a lot of luck on LA Thieves' side, and that's just, we'll move on with our day.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it, Kerr. We're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, we're playing Fortress Control. Yeah, baby, that's right. It came out on broadcast. A man of my word. We'll see you after the break. Take a look at these shoes, Call of Duty fans, and welcome back. This is Drazah on Twitter, and he's got some fresh kicks, even though him and the boys are getting absolutely stomped on right now.
I was going to say, shoes look great, but his controller might be broken, so, like, it depends on what you want to look at.
There we go. Drazah, though, a man...
I apologize.
This is uncalled for, but right now, this is an unprecedented level of whooping, right, for the LA Thieves. This is not what you would expect from them, but they are not going to be dismayed whatsoever. Rolling now into Fortress Control. This is the day trip we talked about. They've left the hotel. Zinni, Sweet Jesus. He's dropping a 4 in Search and Destroy.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's obviously only one map, so statistically not super significant, but that just tells you, I mean, again, it just seemed like a very unfortunate map number 2 for the side of LA Thieves. And the fact that you had that unlucky of a performance in the S&D, and it was only a 0.02 difference between that and the hard point, that's not good. Welcome back, I suppose. I mean, Boston looking great right now. And if Boston gets the 3-0, I think they secure the 1 seed going into their own major. So there are big storylines involved right now. I believe in LA Thieves' ability to, like, make the comeback. I just don't know if it's on their, like, side right now, if it's in their cards. Octane, though, starts things off right, picks up a big 3, and you've opened the door, opened the floodgates, and you have map control right now for LA, trying to get back in the swing of things, and that is not the day to start it off.
Oh, this is a big moment. LaRue is cooking. He comes out of the break. Furious. It is 6-0 for Octane. Wow. Second segment of B gone. It's a 2-man stack. Give him number 7. Here it comes. It's Awakening. He's going to square up and try to take the fight. And there it goes. Methodz on the flank. It doesn't matter, though. An additional minute and the B zone secured.
I mean, that is quite literally like the human turret back in action, right? Like, I know his comms have evolved over the years. He's taken sort of a backseat role in setting his teammates up, but I guess this year's been bad enough that he just said, fine, I will do it myself, because that is a godlike start. Already success in this round that you've captured 1 zone, and Octane keeps shooting the way he has. Might be able to win an offense, but big wake there to shut things down.
That's tough scenes. And now you're in the trap. This is it. The noose is tightening around the LA Thieves here in this opening round for them as Boston breach defensively very sound. However, smooth moves. LA Thieves like, all right, just fly left in a Zinni. He's on a 4 spree now. Trying to get their way out of this one. Vivid still. Oh, no. Big win from Envoy. That's an opening. Awakening, yep. Head on a swivel. Turn around. You know the danger's coming from that direction now. Octane, a fast investment. Still have plenty of time and plenty of lives. This should help. Just outside the range of the trophy system. Good work, Octane. Space to fly with now. Can they get the kills?
It's perfect, too, because he's actually just trying to get out and create a little bit of space for his team. So opportunities are here, but Nero with the TAC 56 just there to shut it down, and Kenny falls next in line. And good attempt so far. I'd say even with the cruise missile, I like the idea. Just so difficult on this map to actually get out. The LA Thieves just trying to set up that big moment again.
Yep, that was a great opening. And now some space to work with Envoy. Oh, he had to be the man right there, but Awakening. The bastion of defense towards the backside of the fortress here. He's going to be the man to keep things safe now for Boston Breach. Magnificent work from both teams here. 10 lives remaining for the LA Thieves here to attack with. Can they get through the backline here on the Vivid? This will give them a lot more options when it comes to hitting that A zone.
Oh, that is beautiful timing, too. Drazah ends up, getting a little bit of help from his teammate on the bait in that moment. And now Nero down low. You can see doesn't know what direction he needs to look. 2 players above him. Pressure on the point potentially. And Drazah's got a dance. He's got the knife. Hit him with the shank and move towards the point. Kenny wins the next one. And LA Thieves can get this done.
They're in 16.5. Here comes the stack. It's 3 members of the LA Thieves. This is a massive turnaround. The first segment long gone. The second's on its way out. Kenny in and out, throwing shoulders. Vivid's now quick contest. Oh, they've wiped him off.
Ooh, interesting. 4v4.
Should be it. Final 4 lives. Oh, God. Madness in the opening round here on Fortress. Not quite over yet. There is a slither of hope now for the LA Thieves. Fly, boys, fly. Out into the guns. Done. Finished. What a round.
I mean, there's a lot to break down, I suppose, for that one. For the Boston, the good news is you stop the bleeding, you get the nades to come through, you bully back out over towards P1, and you get a little bit lucky towards the end. This is absolutely the best play, by the way, for Octane to open things up, just 6-0, get the cruise, get the B zone locked down. But all things considered, Boston might have got the round win, but that is still a wonderful round, I would say, for the LA Thieves. I think they did get an extra tick on the A point, absolutely captured the B zone. So as far as offensive rounds go, that is pretty strong. But then I'm looking at the kills, and Owakening actually got 12. So Octane started off 6-0, and somehow Owakening has 12.
There's a vicious opener for both teams there. Great round. Great start to the control. Different look here. Boston not quite as productive, let's say. They do get themselves over towards A for a second, but they're being pinned down somewhat. Let's see if they can find an opening and get themselves rolling. Here come the kills. Mostly LA Thieves in the feed, but Owakening. Oh, baby, he's getting the spree.
Oh, yeah.
It's a 7. He's in. That's space to work with. Now they're on 8.
Yeah, no, we were calling out the kills for a reason. That is the main Slayer in the lobby. That is a cruise missile secured, and that is not a bullet missed. Owakening on point as well. It is only the nades that are good enough to actually shut him down, because the gunfights is not going to do the trick. But even where Owakening falls, you got pressure in the A zone. You got Nero in the base. Very difficult to weed out, and you got to make sure you kill him when you get the chance. Kenny finally there to shut him down, but in the meantime, that A zone nearly locked up.
That was streaks there to try to soften up these players. A nearly finished. Not quite done, though. Single segment remains. Less than 50 seconds to go here. An Owakening, if you can add to the kill pile, that's one thing. Streaks are done, though. 45 on the clock. Thieves are starting to tighten this defense up. Ooh.
Still though, they're just back to square one, and yeah, Owakening's gonna have to be the guy to break out of this one. And great tags in a couple players, but doesn't have much help. And dude, maybe he just doesn't need it. Awakening, this is like, there's like 2 shades of Awakening. There's average Awakening, where like he does all right, looks all right, drops like a 1.0 or 0.9, and then there's godlike Awakening. And that's the one we're getting so far, and they're trying to get good use out of it. But LA Thieves keep it secure. Drazah gets the big 2-piece, and that is a much more dominant round on defense. LA Thieves overall still with the advantage.
That's crazy stuff. The round, though, complete. LA Thieves, they get on the board, tied up 1-1. When it comes to Awakening, yeah, you're right, Chance. There's a few shades of Awakening. We go back to what the last time we cast Boston Breach, talking about the evolution of this team. But for Awakening, I mean, I think it was Ogre 2 who said that there's Awakening, there's Big Wake, and then there's Gig Awake. We're on the border between Big and Gig Awake right now, as he is absolutely playing his heart and soul out. Here we go into another round.
And don't get me wrong, there's obviously the times where like his teammates are out there dying first and getting players tagged up for him to be the cleanup crew, but there's also times where he just flips the switch and fries. I mean, the dude has 20 kills. He got an absolute tippable so far, but obviously for LA Thieves, maybe not the start they wanted to have with the team kill, but still up pretty solidly on ticks. The only thing you don't want to happen for LA is to get completely shut down right here on defense. You just want to get an extra tick or 2 at minimum. If you can string something together, even better, we'll take it.
We'll see again. Oh, this is how it starts. Oh, big win out Methodz. That's up close and personal with a Vaznev. Another. Octane checks the wrong corner. Pressure still there. No one from the LA Thieves able to get out. Clean sweep now. Safe side of the map for Boston. Back to their setup on the defensive positions. Kenny, though, trying to keep the pressure alive, and it's tags from Awakening as he is steamrolling his way through the LA Thieves right now. 23-8. It's a 3 spree. Methodz has opened a bit of an opening there. His presence will be missed. Vivid trying to make his way forward, and he loses the fight against Envoy. Kenny Envoy now. Forward they go. Can Awakening slow him down further? Oh, we're on 8.
Okay, and Envoy picking up a massive 2 kills as well, just through the middle of the map, or at least top maps to get out. And now Drazah's picking up a couple kills on the point. So again, if you're LA Thieves, you just want an extra tick or 2 at minimum. Well, they've got the first, so already a decent bit of success. You got Envoy being annoying, toying with the B zone, and Envoy in the minimap just got great timing. So now LA Thieves have pressure all over the map.
Oh my word, back and forth. Vivid's, he's still so close on the outside of that A zone, trying to keep these players back. Envoy still alive behind enemy lines. Here he goes. Catches Awake sleeping. 20 seconds. He can get himself over towards B. His teammates now trying to clear out those defensive spots on the other side of the map. Methodz now 1v1. Big win from Envoy. Staying alive. They've got themselves onto A. The clock has stopped. Lucky number 13. Will it be lucky for the LA Thieves? Big win again.
If you take down Wake, it feels like a guarantee, and there you go. A zone secured, extra minute to the clock, and honestly, still a decent bit of pressure on the map. Kenny's gonna fall, but Drazah's still a little bit aggressive. He is up top, and he can be a constant thorn in their side. You always got to be worried about him, and maybe didn't want to worry for too long. They take him down, but Envoy, again, just always living inside of Boston's existence. up in their face and making the big plays, but still down on lives, and maybe Envoy can even up the odds.
Oh, it's just unfortunate. He had 10 bullets left in the mag. He might have been able to do a bit more there, but his teammates now trying to make their way in towards the B zone. And without the sort of scalpel-like precision of Envoy, the LA Thieves are not able to get themselves onto B. Here comes the wind-up punch, though. They're looking for as many spots as they can, but what? Kenny wins the fight upstairs in top fortress. Now you got a bit of time. Can you get yourselves going? Last 4 lives for the LA Thieves.
And look, you have map pressure as well, so you can take your time, play it like a retake on the B-bomb site. So not an easy thing to do, and if that is the first blood of the engagement, going to be a little bit more difficult after the fact, and the father-son duo can't quite get it done. Drazah is going to fall, and it looks like Boston able to hold on, but all things considered, as far as like the tick battle goes, as far as trying to get the defense for the final round, LA Thieves have put themselves in a beautiful spot. I think honestly they might have already done enough just to force Boston's hand. I think Boston are gonna have to win a round on offense.
It's so tight as well. I mean, all of these rounds are savage compared to what we've seen most of the time here on Fortress Control. Both teams so adept in offense and defense. Let's see what happens. It's a match point now for Boston Breach. Can the LA Thieves pull something out and get that reverse sweep going? They're going to need it. And for Boston, a win here, first seed going into the major.
Oh yeah, clean start right there from Octane and Drazah though. I know last time they overlapped and actually got a team kill at the start of the round. This time, perfect. Drazah able to pick up 3. Octane gets the 4th, and already the instant setup across the map right now for LA Thieves. All the pressure in the world, and again, Boston is going to be hand forced, going to have to win a round on offense, and this one is looking like it's going to be very difficult. Admittedly, Nero does get out, and admittedly, Nero making good reads, causing all sorts of problems. And how does he do it?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, brother. Nades in, pushing these players back onto the A zone we go. First segment on its way out. Nero seemingly single-handedly fighting his way forward. Methodz has got him covered here. Middle of the map's not that much safer. Awakening, though, he is posted up. Not letting those players from the LA Thieves get into the soft spots. As now the second segment gone, the third on its way out as well.
I mean, that goes from the perfect opening break on defense for the Thieves to Nero just ripping their heart out. I think his Vaznev might just kill faster. I don't know what it is, but his POV, even when you're watching it from other players' perspective, looks ridiculous. But massive moment right here, Awakening the last man standing, just trying to keep a little bit of pressure on the map for his teammates. And I think he was able to do exactly that, so you can get out past P1, you can try to keep the action up, and you can continue to gun these players down. I'm not kidding when I say Nero just kills quicker.
He's a dangerous, dangerous man. Thieves. Some nice signs of life there in the fights. Well, big win from Envoy. Big win. Vivid now up close, though. Managed to get himself on a B for a second. Waiting for the squad. There's no point in him dying on the point there alone. He can battle around for this map control. Try to set his teammates up for another big hit. Back over towards Awake. 29 and 17. Keeping these points safe and sound. But Envoy pushing the front line forward. The trap, though, in that mid-map, it's all Boston.
You can see now slowing the brakes, or pumping the brakes rather, just a little bit to slow the pace down. Octane in a cheeky corner, Vivid back up top. It's going to maybe take an extra team wipe or 2 for Boston to make moves. And again, they'll be happy that they at least have the map pressure, but the actual gunfights around the site, LA Thieves have been pretty secure on defense. And with 40 seconds left on the clock, technically this could end one of 2 ways, but Boston are going to have to stop the clock if they want to think about the lives, and if they want to think about the lives, they need to start winning gunfights as well, because LA Thieves, that is a clean moment for them, winning every single gunfight, keeping things secure.
That's a great look at the LA Thieves. A late game resurgence here, sorely needed. Just over 20 seconds to go. 8 lives left for Boston Breach. Can the LA Thieves keep it tight, keep it together, force another round? Kenny from downstairs. As Octane gets his eyes plucked out, that gives a bit of space to fight now forward. The B zone is knocking. Drazah, the only man up to hold back the tide. Here come Boston. Tags are in, can't take care of weight. The flank covered as well. Vivid now over to Octane. He managed to pull his tack forward as well. Drazah with the kills. No lives left. Boston. Nero last man. That's the round. We go to a final.
Ooh, and maybe a little bit of a nail biter towards the end, but LA Thieves still on point on defense. They had the one bad moment where Nero just goes and rips through him and picks up 3, but stabilizing after the fact and didn't even need the spawn trap. And here's the look at it, by the way.
Brother.
Oh, he was one shot. I didn't realize he was one shot in the middle of the map. That makes so much more sense, because I swear I thought that guy was going to win the gunfight, and Nero just obliterated him.
That's the Nero we talk about.
Yeah.
One of the most explosive players in the Call of Duty League. You give him an inch, and he will take a continent. Over to the LA Thieves now, though. This is it. Do or die. You lose this, first time you've lost to Boston Breach in the franchise history. Thieves have got a little bit of a better record when it comes to these control round 5s. However, this is a completely different looking Boston. Let's see what happens. And so far, good starts out of Drazah.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that. The sort of one detractor from Boston Breach, while the record looks decent across the board for every game mode, it is these clutch moments. And a round 5 for Control is exactly that. And they're not in the best spot. Just the fact that they're on offense, and more so that they are much more stuck in their spawn than they were before. I don't know if Nero or Awakening have a little bit of magic left in the pockets, but Kenny right there to shut them down. And this is what, 28-23 on lives. Best looking round we've seen on defense so far.
Really good. Out of the LA Thieves. How long can they keep it going for? Well, they need 45 seconds worth of good time, but will they get a little too eager? 2 players have managed to sleep on out. Drazah might have eyes on them. And maybe too late. Oh no, good timing, good shots. Oh, beautiful 2 from Drazah. That's massive.
Oh yeah, he's challenging for sure. Next player in line. Vivid's gonna fall clean shots as well for every single one of them. And I don't know, Boston have had great looks on every single round, but this one just not enough in the tank. 17 seconds to go. There's still plenty of pressure on the map, and Drazah on the 4 spree looking to finish the game with the cherry on top. That is obliteration in the round 5, and that is LA Thieves bouncing back after that S&D. Miles, we might have a series on our hands.
Just maybe, baby. That is it. LA Thieves managed to stay alive here on Control. The stats don't lie. Sometimes they lie, well, not lie, but they don't exactly paint the greatest story. But right there, Boston still unable to find the magic in the round 5 of Control. The LA Thieves buy themselves a lifeline here in the series, 2-1. As we go back to the hotel, take care of some business in Hardpoint, get our bags and check out.
And I do tip the resolve from the LA Thieves as well, because obviously, you know, a pretty tough first hard point. Things just weren't going your way, and well, things weren't going your way for map 1. You have to crank that up to 1,000 for the map 2. How many rounds got ended of you just getting shot in the back? The number 2 piece even on that Control of players on LA Thieves just getting shot in the back, or for the S&D, excuse me. It was just unfortunate. It was unlucky through and through, but they stabilized, they bounced back, and even literally from the jump of round number 1, LA Thieves stringing together a little bit of success on offense, and typical performance as well. 34 kills from Envoy, absolutely destructive in the damage category. And maybe the most important stat on the map, Envoy 17 kills on offense. And I know Awakening had 16, and it seems like he was right next to him. Envoy only had 2 rounds to get that done compared to the 3 for Awakening. So 17 on offense is utterly ridiculous. Envoy put on a show and at least bought his team away to a map 4.
He really did do everything for the squad there, trying to make those plays happen. Kudos again to the LA Thieves staying alive here. Let's see how far they can go. Boy, we really saw it all in that Fortress Control chance. A lot of fun both ways. Usually very, very defensively heavy, but those offensive rounds, God, they were exciting as well. Boston, not out of the woods just yet. They've built themselves a fantastic lead here in the series. It's 2-1. Can they keep up the pace on this next hard point also? That's the big question again, because if you get to that final map, that final search and destroy, again, it's the closing power of Boston. You end these series as early as possible. The deeper you go, the worse it gets.
And I know this is a very particular thing to sort of call out and point out, but that knife kill from Drazah, by the way, I think we'll start to see a few more of those instead of going for like a drop shot reach out with the Vaznev up close. So just like if you're tagged up and you know the guy's going to come through a doorway, just hit him with a knife and it'll be a little bit quicker. And obviously very particular situations, but I think Drazah in that moment just showing a good head for the game. So LA Thieves doing some of the little things right, and again, if they could just get a little bit more luck on their side, I think maybe we have a slightly different series on our hands, because otherwise, again, Boston have been looking dominant. They've been looking scary, and I know without the 3-0, the first seed no longer on the horizon, but still looking to end their split with a 4-1 record, and I mean, potentially be one of the favorites going into their major.
We'll see if the rest of this series reads out blah, or if we get a blah blah. If that, you know what I'm saying though, because there's a B and there's an, you know what I'm saying. Come on, chat. Come on, chat. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Hotel Hardpoint coming up next. LSCLO search and destroy if we have to go the full distance. Now this could be a blah if we do get the LA Thieves winning this one, or a blah la 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 Sorry, I've confused myself now. Kenny loves it though, so does Drazah. They're having a good laugh at that joke. Appreciate you boys. Thank you very much for having my back here. Hotel hardpoint though chance. This is going to be an incredibly important one for Boston Breach. I think this is when the nerves are starting to sink in. You absolutely smoked them on HyDra. The search and destroy was outstanding, and that was a very, very closely contested battle on Fortress. Do they have enough in the tank to blow them out again in a hardpoint?
Blowout might be a bit too far because I think LA Thieves, the gun's warm. They got a little bit of the sort of the vibes flowing again. And obviously, if Envoy just dropped 34 kills and led the lobby in damage, I have high expectations for his potential on this map. So I think it'll be a close one. And obviously, for the record for LA Thieves, maybe not the best overall when it comes to the record. But the fact that you're not the best, well, that's actually, I didn't realize that. You have one team that's fantastic at rotations, the other team that's fantastic at breaking. That's an interesting little dynamic we'll have going into this map.
Look, you could not ask for a more bizarre dynamic between both teams. Watch for Boston to roll to those hard points first. Watch for the LA Thieves to break them just as easily. What a matchup this could be. Here we go.
If nothing else, I think that would almost be the opposite. If LA Thieves can just focus up on some of these rotations, specifically P2 and P3, if Boston are that poor at actually breaking the hills, more opportunities, I'd say, for LA Thieves, at least, you know, statistically in that regard. And nice little start. Octane shutting down Owakening, keeping control of the map, and you see all the pressure for LA Thieves on the right side of the map. It's Drazah and Vivid right now in a little standoff, but Vivid has the jump, and I think Vivid already thinking about that rotation.
Yeah, these little sort of sorties in the first hard point. It might not amount to too much, but you're looking towards the battle towards the right-hand side of the map. That's where Envoy is. Wins it against Vivid. Over you go. Awakening guns up, ready for this. Drazah now. He's trying to provide that support, provide the backup. Kenny fills the space immediately. Kills there for Boston Breach. Great work. P1, solid time. Final seconds theirs. And if Drazah can stay alive here, this would be something. But he is surrounded.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that was a player a little bit too fast. Vivid, light speed, able to get towards the back, but Vivid also completely by himself in the back and does get taken down. So there's that first important rotation coming through. LA Thieves able to get it, and if you have Boston 10th in the actual breaks on this map, massive opportunity right here for Thieves to try to run the show, but Methodz through the wall, having a nice little start.
No problemo. Big one out of Envoy once again. Nero on the other side of the lobby finds his kills. 35 seconds remaining here on P2. And LA Thieves, they're the players in there, soaking up that time and the damage by the looks of things. Staying alive, though. That's the important part. Keeping the time theirs. Awakening, though, one player at a time. Here comes Methodz into the TAC 56 of Octane. Holding it down, and that's bad timing.
That is incredibly unfortunate timing. But, I mean, the good news is, I don't know exactly if you would count that as a break for Boston. I know they get it eventually, but it's only for the scrap time, and that is turned into a moment for the rotation. Methodz, though, is in the back, and LA Thieves not heads up just yet, completely unaware. Now they're starting to turn around, so I think they're trying to count players, see if anybody got through, and looking at the back door now, they figured it out.
Kitchen. What a hard point this is. Nero looking to find something there. Drazah, nice shots there with attack up close and personal. Awakening and Methodz into the feed, into the point. They're going to fly. Here comes a red-hot Vivid. Cooked, though, by Envoy. 3 spree from him. Still one player on the back line. Here comes the pinch. Octane, though. Woohoo! Looking good. Subtane finds 2. LA Thieves hold.
I mean, this is perfect. Again, 2 for 2 right now on the rotational battle. Boston not the best of the breaks, and the last one probably doesn't count because it was only for the scrap time. And I mean, 25 seconds left. Now it's best case scenario. You're just fighting for scrap time for Boston. They're going to give it one more go, but you just see in the feed, LA Thieves getting all of the kills. Envoy's gone on a 5 spree, so he is not slowed down at all from the control. There's the cruise. Here's another rotation, by the way, where LA Thieves might just run them over is Envoy. Setting his teammates up, making things easy for them. I mean, maybe the close spawn comes through, but LA Thieves now surrounding the new hardpoint.
Not quite in there yet, though. There we go. Envoy's in. Clearing out trophies, bottom bed, top bed, you name it. They're all over the shop.
So easy.
And Envoy is chilling. Kenny now on the flank, though. Into the point he goes. Stack things up. Octane's trying to clear out the bedroom side. Shots are in. Finds himself a few more. Whoa!
Okay.
It's a 6 spree for LaRue.
Yeah, and you can see in the player cam how he felt about that one. A very calm, oh my God, did I just do that? Well, yes, he did, and he hasn't been stopped. Maybe the battle isn't between LA and Boston. Maybe it's Envoy versus Octane for who can get the most kills, and right now Envoy has retaken the lead.
That's another to the pile for both of these players. Rotation's already going down as well. Look at that mini-map, 5 and 6. They're making their way across the map over to the restaurant now. Free drinks at the bar are done. Now over towards the dinner table. 1:30 and climbing. And man alive, the LA Thieves, they are looking hot in game. Let's go for a quick listen in, see how they sound.
What is either couches or Ivy? I can't tell. Couches. Yeah, other guy made lobby. Okay, caution lobby. Caution lobby.
I'm pitching to white. I spawned down. Spawning behind you guys. I'll take caution. One shot, mid side. They're both one shot in. There's one behind you. Yo, freeze them. One shot, freeze on you. I spawned in, bro. I have one now. I'm shooting one with you. I have freeze. I hear you. I have my own caution. I have freeze. Caution left corner. Caution left corner. Hold like this. We're good. I have double cap. I hear you. I have secret. I push it. Freeze it in. I push it. Secret. Another one. Another one, I think. Could be freezer or left. Caution. Left, right side. I need one. It's a huge shot. Nice. One could be one. I have one. Let's get top. One was one. I have one. Okay. You have another streak. We streak through. I'll go right. I'll go. Break through kitchen, I guess. Yeah. Okay. We getting kitchen first? Yes. I'm getting kitchen first. Yeah. I'm going freezer. Try together. Triple try together. I'm about to jump. Nothing back door. Back door heavy. One shot back door heavy. Back door. I'm trying to back door. I cannot shot this guy. I'm dead doing it. He's back door right corner. I got naded. Back door right corner is in it. Okay. I don't know. Down. Might be underneath the wall. You should streak. Just live. I'll streak. I'm trying to get. We can streak. Come. He's pushing kitchen. Hang on. I'm getting closer front. Yeah. Right door kitchen. I'm streaking right now. Right door kitchen. I saw it open for you. One back door kitchen. Couch is 2 on time. He's in couch. Couch is high door. I'm naded. I'm down fast. There's one behind us. I don't see him. I don't know where I died from. Bottom hit.
World-class comms from the LA Thieves on the approach now to the hard point. It's Awakening in the feed with a couple chances, but man alive, Boston, they are falling apart here. Big win, though, on the last chance there for Nero. They hold the point.
And, you know, the comms were absolutely fantastic. I think that might have been one of the only moments where they dropped the ball a little bit, not using the streak early, not having a lot of success on the break of this hill. But other than this one specific hill, LA Thieves have been absolutely lights out. Boston just right now clawing for any opportunity to get back in this game. So not the best first set of rotations. You're down by about 80. There is potential for a comeback, but a long way to go.
Man, it's a long way to go. 81-point lead now for the LA Thieves. Looking to see that change now in a P1. First set of hard points complete, now over towards the second. And it has been a devastatingly strong performance from the LA Thieves. Kills go their way. Octane, Drazah. It's 19-7 for Sam LaRue right now as he is having a fantastic time in Greenberg.
And this is just feeling like, well, no opportunity for a comeback. Maybe until there, but I mean, LA Thieves trying to be on point on the rotation. Kenny's already sort of making moves over towards New. He's actually tucked himself into jewelry, so we never actually got the back spawns, but so much time to work with on these gunfights. And you see in the feed, LA Thieves picking up a couple. I mean, Vivid's in the back, but Kenny's going to be grouping up with his teammates to approach this one. If LA Thieves get this break on this hill or win this rotation, should be good for the game.
Oh, yeah, it's the big wins there. Methods to pick up the pieces. Massive work out of Vivid there to keep Boston Breach with a foothold here towards P2. Hard points there. Over towards the spot. That's where Drazah is. Tags are in. That nade so close to the face of Vivid. The reach out. Big win. Stays alive. Keeps this side of the map safe as his teammates now soaking that time.
Okay, and there's a team kill as well for LA Thieves. That's going to slow the push down quite a bit. So Boston, a little bit more secure. Method's going to be in his home. That is a head glitch. He does not need to leave anytime soon. And I'll be able to pick up 2 and maybe 4 in a row in that location. And this is a 4-man wipe right there for Boston. But I was going to say the bigger problem, but actually they can win this rotation as well. It's Vivid by himself. If I'm Boston, send everybody else. Help him out if you're trying to make the comeback. You don't want Vivid to have to fight 4.
He has to fight 4. Here comes the first. Wins it. Nades are out now. Here comes the reinforcements. The rest of Boston Breach flying through the stock room. Octane on the back window. Not going to be an easy thing to hit. The Deady's there, so you might not be able to hear these players, but you know they're coming. A perfect 60 on P2, and here comes the hit. And it's Demon Joe. It's Awakening. Finding the backline wide open. Method's now trying to get involved as well. Can Breach get in here? Slowly but surely. Don't let the reinforcements now for the LA Thieves get in there. 2 down, 2 to go. Breach, it is not over yet.
Yeah, they timed up the pinch, but still players for LA being annoying inside. Methodz has to get a couple in. Him and Awakening trying to hold it down. It's Octane by himself, but Methodz needs a gun for the job. Has a knife, is looking around, but dude, you just gotta go. Bait for your teammates something. He does, and gives Boston inside. So you still have him home. You don't flambe anybody, but you still get the kills. And Boston, 20 seconds left on this hill. That was an 80-point lead at one point. They're going to chop it down to about 15 or 20 unless Envoy can win this gunfight.
Here we go. It's a big snake off. Oh, my goodness. You never expect the flat belly snake there in the storeroom. Envoy just lane prone, gets it. Boston with a couple more seconds. An important 7. Over to bar we go. Back and forth in this crazy hard point.
Oh, and Vivid found the entry as well. He took down Octane, so he's going to be out of the picture for the moment. You got Methodz calling in the cruise, but his teammates have won all the gunfights. You know they're going to be trapped in the back. The cruise does nothing, but the teammates still win most of the gunfights. LA Thieves, at least for the moment, they're out of the hill.
Seemingly an infinite number of streaks right now for the Boston Breach players. No one really out and about here. Kenny might get caught. That will help somewhat. There we go. Doesn't land, but the kills are there for the rest of the team. Methodz another point. 4 spree for him. Over 200 points now for Boston. With 30 remaining here. Chance this ain't over yet.
I don't know how this is happening. That is 2 cruise missiles on a hill that is indoors. Neither one of them get kills. I saw 3 in the feed for LA Thieves. And somehow, at the end of all that, Methodz is the one in the point. Now Vivid looking for a couple trades as well for the final bit of scrap. Boston did enough at least to force it to new. I don't know how this comeback has been orchestrated, but I do know Boston are here in the restaurant, set up, ready to go.
They are singing. Ready to roll here in the restaurant. They can win it here. It is not going to be easy. They've got to hold it all. Here come the Thieves. First man in. Ziddy takes care of one. Over to Envoy. Gets himself another. They managed to clean up. Big work out of the LA Thieves. That could be it. Boston have still got a chance to fight their way in. Can Nero get this done? The rest of the squad is on the outside, but Octane, the human turret, lines them up, guns them down, and forces us to a map 5.
Whew. A stressful one indeed, but I guess they got it done. And even for Boston on that restaurant hill, I don't know how, but it felt like they just let LA Thieves sort of like just walk into the hill, not put a lot of pressure in the moment and let them get a little bit too close. But that being said, I mean, that was an impressive comeback either way. So maybe for Boston, not the worst look going into the game 5, but neither team in this moment is going to be comfortable on the 5th and final map. Another strong performance out of Envoy, certainly more so in the first half compared to the second, but 31 and 21, absolute class these past 2 maps. Led the lobby in damage as well. And if we're calling out the important ones, 15 kills on the objective. So him and Octane absolutely holding things down.
Yeah, crazy work indeed. 31-21, Dylan Hannon, Envoy. What a brilliant run from him. And look at this. It is a blah. How will it close out? I can't help it. I can't help it. It's one more to go in this series. aBeZy, search and destroy. As this coast-to-coast showdown and this sort of strangely exciting rivalry between these two teams, Boston have yet to defeat the LA Thieves in the franchise history. If they win this, they get first seed. If the LA Thieves win it, they manage to secure a winner's bracket. We'll find out what happens after the break. Here we go, game 5. We're not going to waste any time whatsoever, chat. We're going straight into this one. LA Thieves, Boston Breach. A lot on the line. Can Boston Breach finally break the curse and win a series against the LA Thieves and secure first seed at their upcoming major? Or will the LA Thieves do what the Thieves do and beat Boston?
Well, I mean, obviously, Envoy, standout player. First 2 maps, not too great. Second 2 maps, absolutely fried. I will say, the standout things for me for the map 5 is the fact that Boston Breach 0-5, or yeah, there you go, 0-4 on the map 5s. I might have gotten a little bit ahead of myself, but it's just the ice. Like, they're a very solid S&D team, just not in game 5s at all. The record has suffered in these moments, and for LA Thieves on this map, they have a 1-5 record overall, so they have been not successful at all in getting wins, but they have the best first blood percentage in the league on this map, so they create opportunities. They just can't convert, so neither of these teams really in a good spot.
Bomb down at 8. They may have a man down, but with the bomb planted, you're going to force the hands now of the Thieves in, and great timing from Envoy. He's cleaned out the entirety of the A-bomb site. Vivid now having to make his way in from the outside. Awakening has the back doors, but Envoy, a dangerous man on the inside of iLLeY. He's spotted the nade out. Will he be able to make the reads here and get things going? Vivid, big win once again. Dylan Hannon on the bomb. That's the defuse. Awakening, though, is still alive and kicking out here somewhere. Into the fight, though. Octane, what a snap. That's the round.
Shuts him down, and big plays from Envoy. Again, past couple maps, he has been on a different level, and that round he delivers as well. One of those interesting moments, I think if Vivid doesn't throw that Semtex, his position isn't known, and maybe Boston have a slightly better chance of making something happen, but obviously Boston very concerned about the bomb being defused, so they were forced to do something. But either way, retake on point, kills going their way. I think the first blood is well to follow. Quick and easy round right there for LA Thieves.
It was quick. Maybe too quick. We won't be seeing too many dead silence or trophy systems into round number 2. But we'll see what happens here. LA Thieves now on offense towards the defensive side of the map. That's going to be Boston Breach. And a big fan out. You can see Awakening deep right there. He's got tags in. He is in trouble now. Thieves will start to apply some pressure here. And again, he's so close to that dead silence. Not that's going to make too much of a difference here. Bomb still making its way in towards mid.
Yeah, and you see there, well, if they're wrapping it back, that means instead of dealing with Awakening, they're trying to find someone else. And I was going to say Nero was in prime position, but he gets dropped, and LA Thieves jump on it immediately. I mean, that A site wide open, bomb's going to get planted, and I think Drazah spotted Methodz in the back. He's creeping up for the chow, and Drazah had it the whole way, but Vivid does get a kill in the meantime, so it is a 2 versus 2.
Then he didn't see the tiniest of shoulders. Vivid Awakening now versus Drazah and Envoy. 30 seconds, the bomb goes boom. Boston have got to take care of these defenders and hit the defuse. And it's a pinch now. Drazah on the perfect flank. Envoy just trying to hold them in place with a little bit of damage. What a snap onto Vivid. Envoy proving to be simply too hot to handle. Awakening making a lot of noise, whether it's the doors or his feet. And the gunfight is won by Drazah. LA Thieves again.
Oh, man. I mean, it's almost like they see Envoy just his name tag and get a little bit scared, because I feel like he should have been cleaned up in that moment, but clean shots out of him. Again, the hand has been hot. He's been very crispy, so he delivers. Quick sip of the water, getting ready to go for the next round. LA Thieves, again, very unfortunate first 2 maps. Since then, they have been on fire. And for this team, this is winner's bracket. They get the win. They make it to the top side of the bracket for the major. There's a lot of pressure on this team right now.
Yeah, it's huge, man. 2-2 split. Boston. 2 hitting towards B, 2 flying in towards A. Heavy hail of gunfire has forced Vivid to literally just hit the deck. He is in so much trouble now. He might be able to regen, but again, there's not a lot of directions he can change here. Thieves don't have to guess too much. Run, Vivid! And he's out.
And all that pressure towards the field as well. Vivid draw enough attention that, I mean, the A bomb site was effectively given up for free. So Thieves are going to trust their retake in this moment. You got Kenny with dead silence working a flank, Awakening playing even deeper corner as well. And the stuns don't connect. Boston knows someone's back here. And I was going to say, you don't read that, but Awakening turns. Everything falls and the round just crumbles. And Methodz can't even win the gunfight. Drazah guns him down, and talk about a team that now gets to play with all of the confidence in the world. almost the opposite story from the map too. Everything just fell into their lap.
Oh my word. That was a round, ladies and gents. I mean, this gunfight was tough indeed.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Even with that heavy, high lumens LED ceiling light blinding Drazah, he could not miss. A big win. And the Thieves are starting to run away with it.
And I'm just thinking about that 0-4 record in the game 5s, just like that. I mean, even they were 0-2 on the round 5s for control. And admittedly, if you get offense on aBeZy, it's just going to be like that. But this is, I mean, it's the theme for the Boston team.
It's not the theme they want. A well-rounded squad otherwise, but they've yet to find the success here in the game 5s. Here we go, Vivid. Nades up. That's going to land. No, it doesn't get any damage in. But again, lots of information passed over. Here comes Boston. The 3-man hit towards the backside of B. In they go. Fast plant. LA Thieves. Can they get out of the site? Or are they going to take the battle on the inside? Drazah. Guns up. Here we go. Nero first into the feed. Awakening trades abound. Drazah gets a 4-spree. You're running out of numbers. It's going to be streaks there from Envoy just before he dies. Oh man. It is all down to Awakening. What have you got, big man? Try to find the kills. It's a 2v1. It's still doable.
I don't know about that. I feel like we're watching Drazah's like perspective, and Drazah is just in it to win it. Yep, hits him with the beat down as well. Drazah over by that site was different. The shoulders were clean. The stuns were perfect. The comms were there. Even got the support from Octane down range. And I mean, it seemed like in that moment, Awakening might have had to jump, but I'm telling you, Drazah moving a little bit too quick right now. And that was a round where he was just able to do whatever he wants. They just ran straight at that site, got the bomb down effectively for free, and just made the big plays happen. And that is just the tales of two different halves of this series. Boston started out could do no wrong. Now they have nothing seemingly in the tank.
Sadly, the longer the series goes, the more dire the scene for Boston. But it's not over yet. Crazier things have happened. The stats are not on their side, but maybe the COD gods are. Slow hit towards A.
Oh, he can hear everything.
So can we. The thunderous hooves of Methodz there as he stampedes his way towards the top side of the map. Nero on the back, though. He's dead, finished. He's going to have to pump the brakes.
I mean, this is just a wild perspective on the minimap. Envoy, I think, is reading it. Well, you're going to read that if you open up the door. Still wins the gunfight, though.
Excuse me?
And Boston are winning it all. Drazah gets traded out, and Boston finally, they were able to just turn the map on its head and get enough players in position. They now have the man advantage, and they should be able to get this bomb down. It's Octane and Kenny for the clutch.
It might be time, though, that wins it here for the LA Thieves. The patience paying off. Oh, God. Octane wins a big one first. Trade on the second. Maybe not. Nero will get it. 2v1, Awakening and Nero. Can they keep this together, or can Kenny do something absurd? He may have made the read onto B, and he sees the ankle of Awakening.
That's a big foot.
Now it's extinct. Kenny, 1v1.
And he has so much time. Obviously, he knows Nero was just on site. You're expecting Nero's got a Vastnev. Right now, Kenny just waiting for him to rotate off, and if he never sees any rotation, you're just expecting him to be near that bomb.
Will nerves get the best of Nero? Or will Kenny? No, he doesn't.
Beams.
There it is. The seal is broken. A single round now goes the way of Boston Breach. Is this enough to turn the tide?
Oh, that's at least maybe some wind in your sails for Boston. Good plays from Nero in that moment. Gets great use out of the dead silence for the positioning early on. But wins a gunfight. I don't think he had any right to against Envoy early on. So nice little bounce back there. And even for Kenny, just has the position around the bomb site, has the right gun for the job, has the angle through the window, and Nero does play it perfectly. So Boston, for the first time in a long time, maybe a small sign of life, but keep in mind Envoy does have that cruise missile. And that was full speed ahead, but hey, there's Nero raining from above. That's a way to start the round.
What a delightful start. He's on a spree, baby. Drazah now heavily pressured. Wow, so close. They're being taken care of there. Methodz, he lands a peach onto Kenny as well. So now Drazah 1v4. Methodz with the reads. Guns are up. Here comes the remainder of Boston. And this round is done. One round at a time. Boston Breach.
And nothing to break down there. the only trophy in sight for LA Thieves is maybe the World Champ trophy they have in the background, because it was not near where those grenades were landing. So that is about as easy as a round is ever going to get on aLLeY, at least for S&D. And there's the peach from up top again. Nothing crazy about it. I mean, that is textbook. That is something that a lot of teams will do on most of their rounds if they're ready for it. And I think the only people not ready right there was the Thieves, who don't want to let the game slip away. Again, a 4-0 lead. It's only 2 in a row for Boston, but talk about the cruise missile Envoy was able to get. Well, Nero's got a toy as well.
Cammy extremely handy here on aLLeY. A lot of open space to work with as long as you keep that B-bomb site. Your target. Let's see how it goes. Drazah might have just been off way more than you can chew indeed. Nero, 7 spree for him. Nice first blood.
That was an interesting sign. I think, yeah, Methodz actually died up top, so I think Drazah was looking for that kill if he needed it, but Nero's looking for every kill, because that is now 8 in a row.
Wait a minute.
Nero could do no wrong. You know he's going to gun Envoy. Honestly, that's the battle right there, but Envoy gets spotted, and Nero has already done his job and then some. Bought his teammates enough time to get the bomb down. Watch the crosses as well, and Nero right now, Mr. Do It All.
Nero. Another round. Boston breach. 11 and 4 for Nero. It is far from over. But oh boy, are we seeing something here?
Oh, he's starting to get a little bit of bounce in the cam as well. This man is feeling it in the moment. That is 9 kills in a row over these past 3 rounds. I know some of those have literally fallen into his lap with the grenades, but the gunning, the positioning there as well. I mean, he's out killing his entire team combined right now. Nero trying to put on a show.
Can he nab another and make it a 10 spree? And on the other side of that wall. I love his timing. Number 10.
Oh my
God. Is he feeling it or is he feeling it? Streak might land. Awakening's in trouble. Oh, doesn't get dropped. He was on the inside of the building. 3v3 though, still just over a minute.
I mean, look, if you're LA Thieves though, you got Nero killed with that cruise. I know the cruise didn't get it done, but you take out the most important man, you're feeling a lot better about your chances.
It really was all might there, man. It was all good now. Will Nero. Oh dear. Big win out of Envoy. Plant now from Drazah. You got numbers for the LA Thieves. Post-plant position now. Octane's just trying to soften up that door, make sure no one comes through it, but that's exactly where Boston Breach are making their way into the site from. Here comes the attack. Nades in. It's going to soften up Octane. Methodz hit Deddy. He's on the flank now. Can he win that battle on the inside of the sort of Røkkr room as they get closer and closer to the bomb site?
They're trying to get together too. It's like the double flank coming through. Methodz is going to be up top, 1 player down low, but you got to win all the individual gunfights. Last 2 players on site.
Last 2 on site. 15 seconds. You got to get a go now. In Awakening flies onto the site, finds 1 kill. 1v1. Time ticking. Is it enough? I don't think so. Oh, good God. What a great round. LA Thieves stay alive on the site. Match point.
And this is just, I mean, playmakers on both sides. Drazah, who has been a menace on this map, playing around the bomb timer perfectly, just able to play the safety net, and I mean, barely getting away with that round. Even for the 2v3 right there, Awakening Methodz, mainly Awakening, put in some serious work to try to open that up, and a hell of an attempt, but we already saw as soon as Nero goes down for that first blood, these chances go up dramatically.
Yep. 3 spree from Drazah on that round. What a magnificent bit of work. The hero for the LA Thieves right now. Match point. A single round is all they need.
Yeah, for what it's worth, Drazah doesn't have a trophy. Nero might feel obligated just to call in the cruise, just because you're sitting on it. You don't want to lose the game and not use it. And if Drazah's out in the open, how fast can he run? Does he have on the PF Flyers? And I think he should be good to go, but you do get a little bit of intel.
Streak's taken care of now. Nero, the top side of the map covered. Here comes the rebuttal. Drazah's like, all right, brother, I got one as well. Awakening caught out and about. He was the first squirter, and unfortunately misses it. Hits the top ceiling side of the warehouse, so it won't get inside. It won't cause damage. Methodz peeks forward. Drazah wins it. 2v4. Nero now flying into the fight. Doesn't check the corner. It's all on Vivid. It's all on Vivid. 1v3. Can he defend the bomb? 1v2. 1v1.
Oh my God.
Yo! Oh my God, Boston, what a round!
Oh my God, the kills, dude, shades of the map too, where the kills just fall into his lap. Octane gives him a freebie. Kenny at least tries to shoot back, but Vivid just with the hard read and knows he's on the bomb, but that is just attack in the right moment, keeping the dream alive.
I just laid an egg, and we're not even done yet. Here we go. What an unbelievable contest this is.
The least safe lead in S&D, by the way, 5-3. Never safe.
Never safe. Vivid straight into the site. Streaks are all gone. We've finished those. 13-6 from Nero. 11-5 Drazah. What a matchup this is.
I think Nero's probably the point of concern for LA Thieves because, again, they are basically just turtled in their base, maybe waiting for someone to just hit a lane and make a commitment, but stagnation everywhere on the map. Vivid's got a friend on the other side of that door.
Trophy's going to help so much, though. Here comes the opening tags. Anything gets thrown this way is going to get eaten by the trophy system. Don't worry about it. And I do believe Thieves might know that, and they're backing on out. Here comes the hit towards B. Not a whole lot of presence there for Breach.
Well, it's Awakening as well. It's going to be watching this cross potentially. Well, that stun actually might connect. Yeah, that's going to hit Kenny. And look how fast Nero's going to wrap back. And Methodz is jumping on the flank as well. So Boston reading this the whole way through. Nero finds it, obliterates him. And now you got the 4 versus 2 where Nero cannot be stopped. Number 16, this man, he wants the record.
Did he get the ace? No, he can't. What an unbelievable run, though. Now Octane the 1v3. Round 11. This is it. This is history in the making for Boston Breach.
This is winner's bracket for LA Thieves. History for Boston for beating the Thieves and trying to make up for the 0-4 record they have in the Game 5s. So much more pressure on the Thieves, but honestly, pressure on both of these teams right now. And Nero, I mean, he's got to be that man to watch.
The pressure is on. Here we go. Into round 11, and it looks to be a very aggressive hit on towards the A-bomb site for both teams. Here we go. Stun checks, blast that door open. Frag grenade, well cooked. Trophy is there. Unfortunate timing. Does get a bit of damage, though. Tension is in the air. Tension in both facilities. Tension across Twitch. Here we go.
It is a slow rounds. A lot of gunfire being exchanged, but no bloods just yet. A lot of dead silences just got popped, by the way. Nero's making plays. Nero's got the bomb, and he's the guy that's trying to get into your spawn. And by the way, 1 kill away from tying the record this year.
What a godlike performance from Nero. If he can lay this bomb. Kenny's made his way towards that hillside. The top of the mountain. The timing of this may be costly. Thieves haven't moved just yet. Kenny towards the deepest recesses of aBeZy he goes. 30 on the clock.
Oh, kills aside, he's going to get the bomb down, so he's already done his job. You get Methodz in position. LA Thieves trying to flank. Drazah does get the first blood, so Awakening's going to have to worry about the flank. Everything else is going to be right around this site.
Kenny's going to slowly creep round. He might be able to catch something out. Methodz caught, unaware. 2v4. Numbers dwindling. Awakening, the last man left alive. Onto the defuse, they go immediately. Can they catch out Big Wake? Can he stop this one happening? Onto the bomb, he can fly. Damage dealt. Who got it? LA Thieves have done it. They got the defuse. They landed it. Oh my God. They are the LA Thieves. They are the blade of Mikla, and they, against Boston Breach, have never known defeat.
I mean, they might not know defeat, but what they do know is stress, because that is a look from Octane of just knowing how close that was on that final map to ending up in loser's bracket. But hey, that honestly might be one series to just talk about implications as the year goes on. The difference between starting in winners versus losers for LA, that might go such a long way, but we'll see how history ends up writing himself as we progress. But to winners bracket they go. In the Game 5s, Boston will continue to suffer. And that's in spite of the fact that Nero just put on a ridiculous performance. I mean, an interesting setup by Boston. And by interesting, I mean not a good one, because they got absolutely broken down in that final round. And LA, man, I mean, for the way this series started, a map 1 that was not fun for them on HyDra, a map 2 where it just felt like it was going to be a 3-0 and absolutely chalked. they fought back and I mean, a ridiculous fight as well. I don't know how they just got it done. I thought this year was over after map 2. I'm not going to lie, but that is just, I mean, world class. You know, in the control, like Octane flipped the switch for the moment, like at the start of it, goes on like the 6th breed, does a little fine, I'll do it myself. And, you know, Envoy starts to take over. You set up Drazah for the map 5. That series had it all.
That was an absolute banger. Wow, Boston still need a little bit of work in those game 5s. Either way, though, a high seed going into their own major. LA Thieves, congratulations on that winners bracket. Chance and I need a break. Desk, how you doing?
Alice, before you go, quick question. How do you feel about that nade shot Sage dance? Feels like the Sage is burning clean out there in LA.
It smells fantastic. I can smell it from here, Chris.
All the bad juju is gone. LA Thieves are into the winners bracket. Great cast, gentlemen. Awesome to see this one go the distance. That is Miles and Chance. Show them some love. Next time you'll see them is going to be in Boston. But we're going to see this team now in the winners bracket as LA Thieves dig deep. Down 0-2. They complete the 3 games. The reverse sweep is in, but it took them all the way to that round 11, Nameless.
Yeah, just an incredible search and destroy. You know, they started off playing so well, right? They set it up on their first offense. They go over towards B, hit the rat back towards A, which allows them to get some great B pushes on later on because Boston doesn't really know what they're going to hit them with. And then when we get to that round 11, LA Thieves is such a slow
Hold that
round.
thought. I want to show the people, Nameless, because it's our Scump play of the game. Let's take a look at that round 11 and what happened here. Walk us through it, Ali and Nameless. I want to start with you, Ant. What were you seeing?
Yeah, so I was a bit worried because, like, Nero had been making plays throughout this comeback, getting in and behind them, but this is a very slow, methodical offense on the side of the Boston breach. They slowly get up towards B, and actually, like, LA Thieves had rat back towards A to commit to it, but they trapped themselves around that bomb site, and what happens is, this is basically where they made the mistake. Vivid was the guy in the island. He was sitting bottom near ammo, trying to make a play. He had dead silence, but they locate him. LA Thieves find him. They know there's one lurking. They find that kill, and then they have numbers and converge, so it's just GG from there.
Ali, you were saying Nero plant the bomb, Nero plant the bomb, Nero plant the bomb. We were looking at the mini-map, but of course the players, they don't have that same information. Do you feel like that was the right call for Boston in the final moments? Was there something they could have changed leading up to that to shut out the Thieves?
I think it should have just been more confidence towards the play. Like, once they realized, like, they weren't able to get into that B site, they should have realized, like, in that previous round, the LA Thieves is doing an absolute mirror of what Boston Breach did to them. They're forcing them to make that B push, but the difference was is Boston had the opportunity to just get the bomb down. And I understand it's like you don't know if there's a player in sight. You don't know if there's a player on the mountain. But once you kind of have that go-ahead, that's why I was saying that. I was like, Nero, just plant the bomb, just plant the bomb. Like, just commit to the play because that puts yourself in a more favorable situation. You're running the clock down more. So unfortunate for Boston Breach, but it's good to see LA Thieves S&D improving.
Boston fans, don't cry. You got a top 3 seed. You're going in with the 3rd seed into your home major, but this team is now going to be a threat in the winners bracket. And right now, we have Kenny joining us live. First time back in the building. Kenny, great to have you back in the starting lineup. And first of all, I just wanted to ask you, what was going on? How did Capsidal come into this lineup? What were you dealing with? And are you back to 100%?
So basically, for about a week or so, I had vertigo. So I was super dizzy, super lightheaded every day, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me that fast movements wasn't something I should be around, so practicing didn't seem ideal. So the team went and got Cap. I think Cap played amazing. Watching was definitely stressful, super emotional for me, but overall, I'm glad to be back. Didn't have the best first series, but good that we won.
You know what? You're going to have a chance to do it on land, though, next week. And I know a lot of people are excited to see you back on the stage. Can you tell us, though, what was going on with the team? Octane, was he just really angry in that game 3? What happened here? How did you guys switch modes? Because Ant was calling it. He's like, this is a totally different team in the second half. It feels like the maps are fitting you guys a little bit better.
Well, going into this with the practice we had today, I mean, we were playing amazing, and then we just felt like we weren't playing like ourselves the first 2 maps. I felt like we were not playing with no confidence, but like not playing our game. And so we kind of just went into the 3rd map like, yo, play our game, like focus up on our kills. And I mean, it showed. I think, like you said, we look like a different team than the last 3.
Kenny, happy to see you back and hope you are feeling a lot better now. And I have to ask you, what was it like kind of having to sit back and watch your team? Obviously, you said it was stressful, but did you learn anything from that experience? And how much practice did you even get heading into today?
So watching is definitely different than playing. And then, like I said, watching just shows like a lot of the tendencies we have. So I kind of came back, was like, yo, we do this a lot, we don't do this type of thing. Like I said before, it was super emotional because I just wanted to play. But yeah, overall, just came back with some different mindsets and stuff that I thought looked better from like an outside looking in type of view.
Kenny, I want to ask you about your hard point. So that game 4, absolutely phenomenal. That's what I expect from LA Thieves when it comes to HP.
Yeah.
But the last month or two, it hasn't been that great for you guys in that game mode. And typically, you guys are nasty there. So what are you guys working on or adjusting to in this title going forward for hard point?
I think it's kind of similar to last year. Is like just executing in our matches because our scrims look good. Like on hardpoint, we look good most of the time, at least. But I think ideally it's just like slaying. I feel like that's like our biggest thing. We don't really have issues with teamwork, just more so just like outslaying other teams. And I think a lot of people look for us to outslay. And obviously it's not us shooting our guns. It's kind of just like how we go around playing the game and not getting caught off guard a lot and respawns and moving too much.
Kenny, what I've always loved about you is your respect for the other folks in the league and, of course, giving props where they're due. Boston fans got to be feeling a little bit let down by the end of that series. But who was the toughest player for you personally to go up against today?
I mean, I think Nero started making plays in the last S&D, so I would probably have to ideally say him. He was challenging everything, taking his timings, getting some great timings. So I had to tip my cap to him. But yeah, I mean, I would just have to say Nero for sure.
Good man. Kenny, great to see you, man. Welcome back, and we'll see you next week in Boston.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers. That is Kenny, a legend right there. Great to see him healthy once again. And as we take a look at the end result here, how it impacts our standings, don't get it twisted. I promised you, Boston, you're still 3rd place. Why, though? Because either Atlanta FaZe or OpTic Texas is going to be able to climb and challenge for the top spot, while the other is going to drop into that 4th-5 area.
So now, with a Boston loss, OpTic can actually get the 1st seed. So now there's a lot more on the line, right? So it'll get interesting here.
It's getting spicy, and we are starting to figure out our bracket. Remember, if you want to watch all of the winners bracket live, you got to be in one place. Where do they got to go, Allie?
Got to be in Boston, and make sure you dress warmly. It will be hitting the negatives at some point during our event, so bring your coats, bring your Under Armours, and be ready for the cold.
And of course, we've got the watch parties. If you can't make it in person, or hey, maybe you just want to open it up on your cell phone, check out these beautiful faces. So many awesome content creators from around the community, all going to be streaming the action live. I know I'll be tuning in with Slacked. I'll be checking out what J-God has to say about competitive Call of Duty. And of course, everyone's showing love to Scump in the flank. When is Nadeshot going to start the watch parties? Because I want to go out to LA and hang with that guy.
I mean, maybe soon. I think we might see him jump on a Scump watch party soon, too. So.
We're going to have a great day when we come back. We've got one more series to go before it's major time, and it's a big one. OpTic Texas takes on Atlanta FaZe. Who is going to challenge Toronto for the #1 seed? The winner. We'll find out after this.